Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. Welcome. I am Hammer, founder of Hammer Solutions, home of great products such as Originator Success, Grab and Go Social, and Rate Sensei. Products that help you to get more business as an originator. Remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, where I go live on Facebook and on YouTube to tell you what's going on with rates and pricing, the market, and give you some advice on whether you want to lock or float those loans. Today's advice, as you can see, is to lock anything that's closing in the next 30 to 45 days. And I sound like a broken record because I am. I've been preaching that. Hopefully you've been listening because man, oh man, do I have bad news for you today. We're going to go into all of that in detail. So stick around. Welcome to all the live folks. Appreciate you being here. Remember, if you want to join me live, make sure that you sign up and get our text reminder so you don't miss a moment of the show. You can sign up at hmmr.io/reminder or use this cool QR code. You can also sign up for our free written lock advice, www.ratelockadvice.com, and sign up for our text alerts at www.ratetextalerts.com. They're $7 a month and you can't beat them, so you should join them. So if you're here this morning, say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, do me a favor, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Don't forget to smash that like button, whether you're here live or on Memorex. Make sure that you comment. Your comments help my algorithm engagement, and they show me that you guys actually care. And if you care, I care. So appreciate you doing that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Quick recap on where we were and what happened in the day. Yesterday, bonds lost ground early, and that's why we did see slightly worse rate sheets on the day. But then they held steady through the day. I'm going to show you the charts in a minute. But basically, we ended the day about the same as when pricing came out. There were no lender reprices. There was really nothing to worry about. However, today, rate sheets are going to be worse, much, much worse. Bonds selling off big. I'm going to show you the technicals in a minute. But rates are really going to take a beating today, taking big losses after a much more gradual worsening through the week. In fact, let me go ahead and show you that now because I think it really kind of coordinates with where we're going. So let me zoom in on this, zoom, and show you here. So if we take a look this morning, we are seeing right here, this line chart, there's a big drop in mortgage-backed security in the 5.5 coupon pricing, currently down 27 basis points on the day. Big drop here. You can see that we have had a very, very consistent worsening since Friday. This is Friday. And then we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We've seen things continue to drop. We've seen that come over to the rate sheet side of things. We have seen since Friday 6.63. We saw 6.71 getting worse, 6.75 getting worse, 6.77 getting worse. Today, another big jump representing the highest rates, the worst pricing that we've seen this year. Again, and it's not the last time that you're going to hear me say that. It's likely to continue. We are not over yet on this at all. So definitely not a good spot. Reprice risk on the day today is high. We could see snowball selling. We could see bonds continue to sell off. Oil prices could push higher. Part of the reason you're seeing that big drop in bonds this morning is because oil prices did jump, and they are now flirting with and testing $100 a barrel for 90, for the, here we are, for the Brent crude. So ICE Brent crude currently just hovering just under $100 a barrel. Very likely that we see it break $100 a barrel, pushing up to, let's call it $110 a barrel. And which is where we were just a couple of months ago before we had the first ceasefire. So the rate outlook over the next couple of weeks, we've been telling you to lock these loans. There's no reason to be floating them at all. Rates are likely to continue to keep moving higher this week and next. Markets are even pricing in a very strong likelihood that we could see a rate hike at this Fed meeting next week. Markets are pricing in, look at this, it is almost a third of the way there. Usually we see we're at like 96% that we're going to stay the same, 98% that we're going to stay the same. Right now, only 65% when markets betting on Fed futures, 65% likelihood that we're going to see rates remain the same at this Fed meeting next week. And I don't think we will see a Fed rate hike. However, markets are really pricing in. If oil does continue to push up, we may see this move even more. By the time we get to that September meeting, markets are not agreeing with Mr. Ron Siegel. Markets are up to an 80% expectation that we will have seen either at least one rate hike or a half a point rate hike or two rate hikes by then. Markets are not playing. So Ron had pointed out, hey, it would be really crazy if you saw the Fed start to raise rates before the midterms. However, September, I think, is still in play. October is probably when they wouldn't, because it's a few days before. So things seem to settle down when you look at Fed futures by then. But by the end of the year, markets are pricing in the idea that we'll have seen a minimum of one rate hike, maybe two, possibly three. That's what they're seeing. So the rate outlook for the next 15 to 30 days, rates are only going to improve if we actually see a ceasefire again. Remember, we now not only have to deal with the Iranians and the Strait of Hormuz, we're also now dealing with the Houthi militants attacking generally Saudi tankers in the Red Sea, in the Bab al-Mandeb Strait. So both sides of Saudi Arabia now unable to get oil out. It's going to be a big deal, man. There has to be, behind the scenes, there has to be a lot of pressure on the U.S. administration to end this mess, because this is really affecting these other Middle East countries, and it's a big deal. So the rate outlook for the next 30 days, again, consider locking if you can. Even if we see things improve over the next 30 days, sometime in the next 30 days, so much damage is going to be done. We're seeing rates push up. We are going to be in the sevens soon, very, very soon. Many of you are already pricing loans in the 7 or buying your way out of the 7s. We're going to see base rates in the 7s. We're going to see those Mortgage News daily rate sheets showing the 7s soon. And we haven't seen that. Let's take a look and see how long it's been since we've seen that. How long has it been since we have seen 7 on the Mortgage News daily? Let's take a look together here. Let's turn off the boop. Turn this off, turn this off, turn this off, turn this off. So taking a look here, we have really, let's roll this in. The last time we were up into the 7s, because this is where we're going to be today, we haven't seen rates as high as we're seeing now for a year, since July of last year. We will absolutely, you'll see 6.83, 6.84 today, somewhere in there. And we were up in the 7s. It was May of last year. And then you could see that we had a very, very gradual but continuous improvement of things improving. And of course, they then started to get worse right here we saw improvement all the way to February. It looked like we were going into a fantastic year. And again, I don't want to make this political commentary, but this whole mess with starting, kicking the hornet's nest over there in Iran has driven rates all the way back up. We have lost months and months of improvements. And when things do settle down, you're not going to see rates that are just going to go bloop and drop back down to 6. We know that. It's going to be just like this, and it will go a little bit and a little bit. And so this is the new reality. This is where we are at. So that's it for me, y'all. That is all that I have to say. Let's see what you guys have to say. Ron said, ironic, it's not affecting the other Mideast countries to get them to protect themselves against the Iranian attacks. I can only go with the nonsense that comes out of the media, and I don't know a lot about that. I also don't see the other European or NATO countries getting involved. I don't know if they basically want to let us sink or swim. I don't know if it's a personal thing, personal vendetta against Trump. I don't know, but we're definitely there. Michael Garcia, your kids predicted 6'7". I don't have kids. Well, I have kids. I have adults. So mine are 28 and 29. So I don't have 6'7" stuff. Is that still a thing? I know it was a thing for a long time. Is it still a thing? Holy smokes. So, Amy said, maybe not good morning. Yeah, no, today is not necessarily good morning, Amy. Locked a new deal last night on my advice. Glad you did. Me too. Me too. I can't always be right, but there's always a reason with what we're talking about. And on this one, I would not. Is anyone else? I don't follow Barry. Is anyone else talking about floating? Is Barry floating right now? I can't imagine. But again, I mean, they have their own way of taking a look at everything. So let me know what you guys, if anyone else, is anyone else talking about floating? Any rate people out there? Ron, I know you follow a bunch of people. So as I wrap up today, remember there's 40 of you on. You notice I'm moving much quicker these days. Make sure you sign up for the reminders. Get a text alert that I'm going live. I'm now testing a 1-minute countdown at the beginning of the show, and then I'm jumping in faster. So you want to make sure that you get on board. Make sure you get our text alerts, hmmr.io/reminder, or use this cool QR code. We don't abuse the privilege of having your number. I don't drunk text you at 3 a.m. In fact, I probably haven't told y'all, but I have been in an experiment for over a week now where I turn off my phone at night and I leave it in my office, in my barn. I don't take my phone unless I need it for something when I leave the house at night, but I don't even take my phone into my house. I got to tell you, mentally, I am feeling the best I felt in a long time. I'm not going to stand on a soapbox, but if anyone wants to chat more about it, let me know. It is amazing, the transformation and the ability to focus, probably why the show's better. So also sign up for our written lock advice, www.ratelockadvice.com. Don't forget to sign up for our text alerts, www.ratetextalerts.com. Check out Originator Success. Find out how we can help you to get more loans. It's a turnkey system. We are working on some really cool new stuff behind the scenes that I'll be talking about. We've also got Grab and Go Social. Austin runs that. That is all about getting loans from social media. We have had quite a few success stories already, starting to build some momentum with that. So loving it, and check that out as well. So anyone have anything they want to say before we wrap it up? Let me know in the comments. Ron said, if I waited for the text message into this format, I would miss quite a bit of the show. Is it, you know what? Again, it sends, I think, 3 texts per second. And I know there's a couple, I know there's 100 and something people that are on there. I thought it sent pretty quick. So I will start sending the text message out earlier is what I will do too. So Jerry said, quick is fine. I can go back and watch the replay to catch what I missed. Yeah, there you go, my friend. So like I said, I think we all just want to be a little bit quicker. So, all right. Well, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up again. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We're looking to see if oil goes over 110 or hits up to 110 a barrel. Right now, it is flirting just below $100 a barrel. I've forecasted that it was going to go over 100. It doesn't take, I'm not a genius to see that coming. Everybody sees that coming. But will we, is it going to push up to 110? Are we going to get reprices today? We'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll see if there's any movement and any changes, and we'll see if anything changes with expectations for Fed rate hikes next week, because that could also continue to pressure rates higher if markets really jump in on the idea that we could see rate hikes in just a few days. That it's amazing how quickly it's building momentum. So I'll talk to you more about that stuff tomorrow, everybody. Make it a fantastic Thursday. Bye-bye.